Fake news is really false or misleading or deceitful information often spread online. And we saw during the election that fake news had a very powerful impact. A lot of people were sharing fake news stories. In some cases, fake news was spread more than mainstream news stories. So people were exposed to this information. And not only were they exposed to this information, in many cases, they actually believed it. And this is problematic because in order for us to have a meaningful political conversation, I think we need to have some sort of agreement on what the facts are. And fake news jeopardizes that.
We've long taught people that the stuff that you pay attention to be a good democratic citizen is the stuff that looks like news, right? A lot of people aren't really aware of what happens underneath the hood, how it is that that news gets produced and created. And without that awareness, what ends up happening is things that look like news, that aren't produced using the news production processes, can be really persuasive. Part of our goal in the Teach Out is to really make it clear what it is that's done to produce serious news, and then what you can do to identify that by looking at a piece of information.
Fake news is only one of several different types of inaccurate information. We can have misleading content. We can have, imposter websites, so websites that look like CNN but are actually not CNN. We have manipulated content where we can take photos and easily manipulate them in Photoshop to make them look quite real. So we'll be offering some tips to help people spot inaccurate information.
Because we all are, in a variety of ways, susceptible to misinformation, right? We're susceptible not just to the sort of radically crazy claims that the Pope decided to endorse in this past election, but we're also susceptible to hearing too much stuff from our own side politically and too little stuff from the other side. And being able to proactively think about, well, how do I counter those informational biases? And how do I think about getting a news diet that is accurate, that's clear, and that isn't one-sided, is an increasingly difficult task in the modern era, and one that we're all responsible for if we want to be good democratic citizens.